Okay, so what's the catch?
There is no catch.
Okay, I'm obviously getting nowhere with you. I'm gonna need to speak with the supervisor.
I am the supervisor.
Lily, the familiar face from the AT&T commercials, is more than just a friendly salesperson. Behind that smile, actress Milana Vaintrub has faced harsh judgment and unwanted attention far beyond her role on TV. As people mixed up her real life with her character, their curiosity turned into a troubling obsession, forcing Milana to deal with the darker side of fame. But this wasn't the hardest part for her. Join us as we explore the truth about Milana Vaintrub's life, revealing shocking and unexpected details about this iconic commercial star, unveiling the real woman behind AT&T's beloved Lily. Before she ever became the beloved Lily from AT&T, Milana was already working hard on her acting career, though most people didn't know about her early work. Born in Uzbekistan, Milana and her family moved to the United States when she was just 2 years old, setting the stage for what would become an impressive career in entertainment. What we're about to uncover next will shake everything you thought you knew about her journey. Stay tuned for a twist that could change how you see Lily forever. As a child, Milana started getting small acting roles, landing spots on popular TV shows like ER and Days of Our Lives. These small parts helped her get her foot in the door. But as she grew older and developed her craft, Milana began to shift her focus toward comedy and online content creation. In 2010, she created a web series called Let's Talk About Something More Interesting with her friend Stevie Nelson. This was at a time when YouTube was still relatively new, and the platform gave Milana a chance to show off her comedic talents. The series helped her gain more attention and laid the foundation for future opportunities. Milana also made guest appearances in shows like Silicon Valley and House of Lies. Although her roles in these shows were small, they helped her build her presence in the acting world and slowly brought her more recognition. But the real turning point in her career came in 2013 when she auditioned for AT&T. The company was searching for someone who could be friendly, relatable, and charming. Someone who would feel like a person you'd actually meet in an AT&T store. Milana fit that description perfectly, and from her first appearance as Lily, she won over audiences with her natural charm. Milana brought warmth and humor to her role as Lily Adams, the friendly and helpful AT&T store employee. From the very first commercial, people connected with her. She wasn't just there to sell products. She was there to give advice, crack jokes, and make customers feel comfortable. Her character was the perfect mix of helpful and fun, and it didn't take long for audiences to fall in love with her. What really made Milana stand out during her audition for the role of Lily was the balance she struck in her performance. She wasn't overly quirky, nor was she too serious. She felt like a real person you might actually meet in an everyday situation. This natural vibe made her an instant hit with viewers. Lily became more than just a spokesperson for AT&T. She became the face of the brand, someone people could trust. Lily's charm came from the way she handled everyday situations with ease. She was confident without being overbearing and funny without being too much. Whether she was helping a customer pick out a phone or sharing a lighthearted joke, she came across as approachable and friendly. Lily wasn't just there to push products. She felt like a tech-savvy friend who was genuinely happy to help. Viewers appreciated how real she seemed, and that's why Lily became such a familiar and trusted face in homes across America. Milana's ability to bring authenticity, humor, and warmth to the role made her stand out from the very beginning, and it's a big reason why the character of Lily remained popular for so many years. But as Milana's appearances in the AT&T ads continued, people began to grow curious about who she was beyond her role as Lily. Fans wanted to know more about her personal life, her daily routine, and her relationships. With each new commercial, her fame grew, and viewers became more interested in learning about the woman behind the character. While people loved her confident and funny on-screen persona, they also began to dig deeper into who Milana was off-screen. Soon, questions started popping up online. Fans wanted to know about her other acting roles, and many began wondering if she was single. Rumors swirled, with some speculating that Milana might have left AT&T altogether. The fact that she wasn't appearing as frequently in the commercials only fueled these rumors. Social media buzzed with questions. Was Lily leaving AT&T for good? Some fans thought she might be focusing on other projects, while others believed she had been replaced. As Milana Vaintrub's character, Lily became more popular. People started blurring the lines between her real life and the role she played on TV. Gossip about her love life, family, and personality spread quickly. Questions like, is she married? Or is she dating someone famous? Began circulating, with fans eagerly searching for any clues in her photos or interviews. Even though Milana did her best to keep her private life out of the spotlight, the rumors only grew. Fans seemed determined to find out more about her, and soon her personal life became a subject of widespread speculation. On social media platforms like Twitter, Reddit, and Instagram, her name became a constant topic of conversation. Fans shared memes, videos, and their appreciation for her character, Lily. But along with all the support came a different kind of attention, gossip, rumors, and even harassment. As Milana's fame continued to rise, so did the intensity of this attention, both positive and negative. Suddenly, her role as Lily wasn't just about being a friendly face on TV, it became a window through which people began to judge and criticize her. As more people started to focus on her, Milana began receiving hurtful comments online, especially about her appearance. This kind of harassment highlighted a bigger issue in the entertainment industry, the way female celebrities are often treated. It became clear that Milana was not immune to this. In interviews and on social media, she spoke openly about the challenges she faced dealing with this negative attention. She explained how objectification and negative comments affected her, but she remained focused on her work and advocacy, redefining fame and fighting for change. As she took on more behind-the-scenes roles at AT&T, including directing and producing some of the commercials, people began to notice changes in her character. Lily. She started wearing more conservative outfits, and this sparked even more online rumors. Some fans speculated whether these changes were Milana's choice or AT&T's attempt to push back against the objectification she was facing. Milana later explained that these adjustments were a direct response to the inappropriate comments she had received online, but that didn't stop the ongoing speculation. As if the rumors about her appearance weren't enough, there were also whispers about whether Milana's activism could affect her work with AT&T. Some questioned if her involvement in social justice causes might cause problems for her role in the commercials. Although these claims were unfounded, they revealed how quickly people were willing to connect her personal beliefs with her professional life, suggesting that being outspoken might limit her appearances in the ads. Milana's relationship with social media became more complicated as her fame grew. On the one hand, it allowed her to connect with fans and promote the causes she cared about. On the other hand, it became a place for gossip and rumors that she couldn't control. Her life, both as Milana and as Lily, was constantly discussed. While many fans adored her for her relatable and funny personality, others crossed the line, engaging in bullying and objectification. The darker side of fame started to take a toll on her. As time went on, the harassment got worse. Milana found herself at the center of inappropriate comments, cruel memes, and was even sexualized on different forums. What began as innocent curiosity about her life quickly spiraled into an invasion of her privacy. Some people became obsessed with her looks and her choices, turning her into a target for objectification rather than seeing her as a real person. People even began sharing edited photos of Milana online, creating false narratives about her. Playing such a friendly and approachable character like Lily led some to treat her as an object rather than a real person with feelings. This is a sad reality that many women in the entertainment industry face, and for Milana, it became especially invasive. When her photos and videos were altered in inappropriate ways and spread across the internet, things took an even darker turn. But this wasn't the worst part. Online, many people didn't see Milana as a person with real emotions. To them, she was just a character from a commercial. This gave trolls the confidence to disrespect her privacy, making hurtful comments about her body and the changes they noticed in her appearance in the ads. It became a relentless cycle of harassment, and for Milana, the attention was exhausting. Despite all of this, Milana stayed strong. She continued to focus on her work and remain vocal about the issues she cared about, even as she navigated the challenges that came with being in the public eye. Her story serves as a reminder of the pressures celebrities face, especially women, and the importance of respecting their boundaries. Milana decided to speak up. In 2020, she posted a video on Instagram sharing how hard it was to deal with all the objectification and hurtful comments. She asked people to see her as a real person, not just the character they saw on TV. Her words hit home for many, especially women who had faced similar situations. By speaking out, Milana helped bring attention to the struggles of public figures and the bigger issue of cyberbullying. Many people, especially her fans, applauded her bravery for sharing her experiences and standing up against the mistreatment. Though Milana still loved playing Lily, she made it clear that this role didn't define how she should be treated. In response to the harassment, changes were made to her AT&T commercials, showing a more modest and reserved version of Lily to help push back against the objectification. In her AT&T commercials, subtle changes were made to focus more on Milana's facial expressions and less on her body. This small but important shift was Milana's way of taking back control and making it clear she wasn't there to be objectified. It was a thoughtful move to help her reclaim her image and respect. But Milana's work goes far beyond her role as Lily. She's been deeply involved in humanitarian activism, especially for refugees, a cause that's personal to her since she too was an immigrant. When she was just a child, her family fled Uzbekistan. This experience drove her to help others going through similar struggles. In 2016, she volunteered in Greece to assist refugees from Syria, an experience that touched her deeply and led her to start a social media campaign called Can't Do Nothing. The campaign aimed to inspire people to take action and support refugees in any way they could. However, not everyone knew about this side of Milana. Most people just saw her as the cheerful face of AT&T, not realizing the important work she was doing to help others. This bothered her because, while acting was a part of her life, her activism was something she felt much more passionate about. Helping refugees wasn't just a cause to her, it was a big part of who she was. Milana didn't stop with refugee support. She has also spoken out for women's rights, environmental causes, and racial equality. She wants to make real changes that improve the lives of oppressed groups and has used her platform to talk about important issues. While her acting career gets the most attention, her dedication to these causes shows she's committed to using her fame for good. Some people appreciated the changes in how Lily was shown, understanding that it was meant to protect Milana's dignity and privacy. Others, however, were curious about why her character suddenly looked different and what led to the shift. These changes weren't just about clothes or camera angles. Milana was making sure her role as Lily reflected her personal values and respected her boundaries. She wanted Lily to stay fun and relatable without crossing lines that made her uncomfortable. It was an important step to keep her character in line with who she really was. How Milana Vaintrub changed Lily's image to reflect her real values. The adjustments were a direct response to the unwanted attention Milana had been dealing with. By taking on roles as director and producer for the commercials, she gained more control over how Lily was portrayed. This gave her the power to make sure the character stayed true to her while also respecting the audience. Milana's actions showed her commitment not just to her career, but to a bigger goal, making sure people in the spotlight are treated with respect. The way Lily's character changed was a reflection of Milana's desire for this, proving that even small shifts in how things are done can have a big impact. Despite tough times, Milana received strong support from her audience and AT&T, allowing her to continue advocating for herself and reshape her image. Viewers appreciated her stand against harassment and noticed her increasing role behind the scenes, even though her on-screen presence lessened. Some fans were confused, but most understood the changes were for her well-being. Her shift in portrayal and active role in shaping the commercials inspired other women in media to take control of their image. Milana's creative involvement and openness about personal issues showed she was much more than just the face of AT&T. In a recent interview, she confirmed the challenges she faced and explained her need to step back from the spotlight. She shared how the harassment affected her and expressed frustration at being typecast as Lily, though grateful for the opportunities it brought. She talked about how her fame was a double-edged sword. It gave her recognition, but also trapped her in a single image that didn't show the full picture of her work and beliefs. Milana's reflections highlighted the pressure of living in the spotlight, but they also showed her determination to use her platform to make a real difference for women's rights and other causes close to her heart. After her time with AT&T, Milana wanted to change how people saw her, hoping to be known for more than just her commercial work. She opened up about wanting her real talents and passions to be appreciated. This was a big moment for her, as she decided to step away from the AT&T ads that had shaped her public image for so long. Milana also talked about her plans for the future. She was excited to get more involved in activism, especially helping refugees and supporting other humanitarian causes. Along with that, she wanted to explore new acting and directing roles that would let her express herself in more meaningful ways and tackle important social issues. This new chapter in her career was all about showing who she really was and using her work to make a difference. The character of Lily also changed over time, moving from a bubbly, sometimes overly suggestive salesperson to a more down-to-earth and balanced figure. This shift reflected Milana's own growth and her desire for a more honest portrayal of herself on screen. Lily became more than just a commercial character. She turned into a symbol of Milana's personal transformation from a TV ad star to a passionate artist and activist. As Milana dealt with the challenges of fame, the changes to Lily's role were made to protect her values and privacy. These adjustments helped ensure that Lily remained relatable to the audience while also respecting Milana's personal boundaries. But this wasn't the only way Milana's public image clashed with her true self. The changes to both Milana and Lily showed how celebrities manage their public and personal lives when faced with fame. Milana's story shows a reality that many people in the spotlight face, especially women in the entertainment industry. Balancing a public image while staying true to who you are can be tough. Her experiences remind us of how hard it is to be famous, while also keeping parts of your life private. This struggle to keep your private life safe while meeting the public's expectations is something many celebrities deal with. In Hollywood, it's easy to get caught up in creating a perfect image, which can lead to losing sight of what really matters personally. But Milana's journey isn't just about the challenges of fame, it's also a story of hope and strength. By sticking to what she believes in and being open about the struggles she's faced, Milana inspires others to stay true to themselves, even in difficult times. But this wasn't the toughest part of her story. Her experience is a reminder of how important it is to support people in the public eye and to understand the pressure they are under. By telling her story, Milana not only shares her own struggles, but also highlights the bigger issues that many others face in the same industry. She shows us that there's a need for more kindness and understanding towards celebrities and their personal lives. What if the face you trust from those friendly AT&T ads was hiding a truth so alarming? It could change how you view celebrity privacy forever. If this revelation about Milana Vaintrub has piqued your interest, hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.